Hey, it's your girl Gabby Delisme, and you are live in the lab. This evening, we've got Dr. Carey Yazeed with us. She is the Beyonce of professional development. She's the host of Beauty, Brains, and Business, the podcast, as well as the conference. She's an author, professor, and speaker. So tune in.
In your book, you said you had to move from making money to saving money to growing money. Talk to us a little bit about that journey and when that epiphany came to you.
Um, for me, I think it really came when I found myself being like a single mom. So we went from a two-parent household to now all of a sudden we one-parent household, and I'm the parent that's shouldering everything. And so you start to look at finances different, especially when you have not been the one that's been in control of the finances. And so then for me, I found myself again, I'm doing side hustles. I have a full-time job. I'm kind of juggling a lot of different things. And so making that shift of it's not just about making money, but now I need to figure out how to save money, but I also need to figure out how to grow what it is that I have going on now. So looking at the resources that I have, but also being able to sit down and have a conversation about money, which as women, the majority of us do not like to talk about numbers. That's how we'll say, well, I'm just not good at math. Babe, I'm gonna need you to get good at math. I'm gonna need you to get good
Real
at
good. Yes.
because again, if you're talking about being an entrepreneur, if you're talking about freedom, like even financial freedom, you have got to understand money, at least to a certain degree. And what you don't understand, you need to surround yourself with people who do understand.
Yes.
And so again, that goes back to a mindset shift.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because I was one of those people, it's just like, oh, I don't, whatever you want to pay me, that's fine. But then I started figuring out, wait a minute, I thought I was worth a little bit more than that. Like, you just started to get offended because I'm telling you, you could pay me whatever, but what you saw me as being worth was, it made me say, wait, hold, like I thought I was worth more than that. Like now I'm insulted. And I was like, oh no, 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 no. We gotta reapproach this. And you can't keep telling people pay me whatever. You need to know your worth and add tax to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we undervalue ourselves more so than our male counterparts.
Yes.
With men, they assess the value that they believe they're bringing to the table and they price accordingly. With women, there are so many other factors that go into us determining our price points.
Yes.
And so I think that's great. When there's a part of your book where you said, specifically speaking to women entrepreneurs, you were looking for information, materials, trying to learn, and everything was just really male oriented, but just with pink on it, a pretty pink color.
And a lot of the business books that are out there are written by men. And
Mm-hmm.
even if it is written by a female, it's still written from the male perspective. And when I say that, women are emotional creatures. Everything that we do, we gonna go in emotionally.
Yes.
And that's nothing wrong with that. But when you're reading a book that's written by a man, you're only going to understand it to a certain extent. And part of it is you're not going to be able to relate to it. And you can't understand why. It's just kind of like, okay, I get it, but, and there's always like this but, and that's always how I found myself. And I said, well, it's missing the emotional part. Like, we're emotional. Like, so you slap pink on here and I buy it, but I'm still not fully relating. And so that's what Lipstick Heels and Hustle was about. It's like, this is a business book that's written by a woman for women.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not giving it to you from the male perspective. I'm throwing in the emotions because sometimes people run their businesses based on emotions, and it's usually us. It's usually the women that are doing that.
I'd agree. And when we approach like our corporate careers or our businesses that we're building like a man would, and like totally eliminate the aspects that are inherently us, I think that's when we start to lose our superpowers.
But we lose our superpowers, but we also find that our coworkers and our colleagues start to call us aggressive.
Yes.
You're an angry Black woman. You always have an attitude. And so then you just kind of like, wait a minute, when he did it, y'all didn't say all of that about him. But when I display the same, like I'm handling things the same way, all of a sudden I have issues.
Yeah.
And so again, we have to understand how we function and proceed accordingly. And the way that women function and the way that women operate in corporate America, in business, is usually going to be different than the way that a man would handle it. Is there anything wrong with that? Nope, not at all. And we need to stop letting society tell us that something is wrong with the way that we approach things. If we can run a household that includes kids, taking care of everything, you can run corporate America.
Absolutely.
So if your household is fine, even if our households are falling apart, we still have found some super glue to hold it together till, so the thing is we have to believe in ourselves, and we have to say what I am doing is okay.
Right. And I think with more women leading major corporations, with more women that are really opening up businesses at astronomical rates and having these conversations, it helps to chip away at that old mentality. And I think that's the perfect segue to talk to us a little bit about October 2016.
Okay. So October 2016 was basically when I had it was pretty much, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was working in what I would deem a hazardous, dangerous environment. I was actually being sexually harassed on the job. I was a college professor. My aggressor was an older male student who had a criminal record, that he had killed a lady and served 10 years in prison, which everybody just kind of glazed over that and didn't bother to tell me that that's what I was dealing with. And so this had been going on for a while, has spoken up, and everybody pushed me to the side. And I was told I was sensitive, I was blowing it out of proportion. The campus police came in and told me, well, you're pretty and you're just not interested in dating him. But if you were interested in dating him, like, we wouldn't even be sitting here. So no one saw it for what it was. And so it got to a point where he actually locked me in my office. And the only way I got out was that I picked up the phone. And so he assumed that I was about to call the police. But at that point, I was getting nasty emails, like, from my colleagues telling me, you're not a team player. I can't believe you just keep dragging. And so it was going on and on and on and on. Again, I'm a single mom. I'm trying to take care of my kids. I had just buried my dad. So emotionally, I was going through a lot on my own. The icing on the cake was when this male student then became aggressive to a white male student who was also gay. So he had like a couple of things going against him as well. And this is at a HBCU. So putting it all in the context when I say this. So then it became, oh my goodness, we need to do something about this. He's dangerous. He being dangerous. Like, and at that point, I crashed and burned. Like, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't open another email tearing me down as an individual. And I said, you know what? For what I have done for them, I'm going home and I'm about to figure this out for myself. In addition to, I have 2 kids and I need to be present for them. Because I don't know how this is going to play out. And this could play out while I'm 6 feet under. So I'm not even going this route. And having the courage to just pretty much, I literally walked away, like went home, didn't go back to a couple of months later. And when I went back, it was just to pack up my office, which somebody had broken into my office and stole like half my stuff. So at that point, just like, you know what?
Oh my goodness.
but walking away and never looking back and making it work. And again, that's when I talk about mental health. That's when I talk about knowing your worth, to know that a job didn't even value my life. Like, that was my life we were talking about that was in jeopardy. And there was information that you withheld from me, that students had to come and print out stuff from Google, like print out this guy mug photo and his rap sheet from, hey, Dr. Carey, he really did like time in prison. What are you gonna do? And so a lot of times as women, we get stuck in fear. And at one point it was like, I gotta stay. Like, what am I gonna do? You know, and I was just emotionally, it was a lot. And so to finally just say, no, I'm not, I can't do this anymore. And you know, I know people say you gotta have a plan. And for me, when I walked away, I'm honest, I had no plan. My only plan was, I need to stay alive.
Right.
And I'm gonna figure it out when I get home. And when I got home, took the time that I needed to get myself together, but actually look at the skills that I had, what I had done for other businesses and other organizations over my 23 years of working, and say, you can do this, let's go. And I dived in head first.
So, and that is an amazing testament to like where really God has allowed you to progress to now. So what do you say to the woman who is looking at her life and thinks that I've quote, got this position, so I need to stay here, and who's afraid to let go to really ascend?
Again, my thing is, if she's afraid to let go, you got to figure out why. You know, a lot of times it goes back to, we don't know our worth. Some of us have never, and I can say this, some of us have never taken a career assessment. So we don't even know really what we're good at. We just know that we've held on to this job for so long that we don't know really the true value that we bring, and if we are being undervalued. And so I say, if she's in that kind of position, find you a good career coach and sit down and take some assessment tests. I mean, it's not gonna hurt you, to see really, is this the right position for you? If you decide to stay in corporate America, is this the right position for you? Or should you be looking at moving up, right, maybe moving into another position? Like, you don't have to feel trapped. And a lot of times I think we do feel trapped. And I think supervisors kind of work that angle too, because they get to hold on to you. Right. So you gotta, again, I say, look at all of your resources. And the resources are now more abundant than they were maybe even 3 years ago. You can go on LinkedIn and find a career coach in no time. And just make that investment in yourself to see, you know, if I stay here, do I even need to go in and renegotiate my salary? Like, are they paying me what I'm worth? Looking at everything that you brought to the table and say, I know y'all said a 2% raise, but I think maybe I need like a 10% raise. Like, know your worth, ladies. That's all I say.
Yes.